Which dash camera or other traffic and road monitoring solution should you have in your car in the early 2025? Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and Happy New Year from me here, your host Dimitri, and Auto Gear Reviews channel. My friends, I'm going to give you my spiel and my thoughts as a reviewer and as an owner of a lot of these devices on what I think you should consider as a solid solution as a dash camera for yourself in the early 2025, and other solutions that you may or may not have considered before. So if this is your cup of tea, please make yourself comfortable. Use the chapters as always in the description of the video, as well as the timeline, so I made it easy for you to navigate if you would like to proceed to the next solution. And hear me out. Okay, so first thing that I recommend for you to do without any further ado is consider whether or not you would like to do just exclusively monitoring of the road, aka you really honestly need a dash cam, or would you like to have several options in one? So 2-in-1, 3-in-1 functions. I'll elaborate. Would you like to have a dash camera as well as a solution that gives you an extra screen, for example, to project Google Maps on and to, to drive? Maybe your car doesn't have a particularly good infotainment system and built-in screen, but and no wireless connectivity for Android Auto or Apple CarPlay of your phone that I'm recording this on. So would you like to do 2-in-1 or 3-even-in-1? Or are you just after very high quality footage as well as cost-effective solution that doesn't cost you an arm and a leg, and all you want is to make sure that the safety of you and your car and your passengers is protected in case something bad happens on the road? That's the first question I recommend that you ask yourself before you consider buying anything, okay? If your answer is as simple as, no, I'm happy with my phone, I don't need an extra screen in the car, I just want as high quality a dash camera, then we are into the solution kind of branching logic of which dash cam then. All right, so I'm going to talk to you primarily about DDPi cameras and Viofo cameras right now. DDPi are friends of this channel. DDPi have been sponsoring the channel, but it doesn't mean that I'm exclusively promoting their products or will tell you something that's not true. Here, let's just get that out of the way. DDPi have a lot of choice, and DDPi I think is great to consider as a brand of a camera if you are slightly on the budget, money conscious a little bit, and highest fidelity of the footage is not as important to you as that balance of having a flexible architecture of the camera. What I mean by that is that it's extendable. It perhaps could look forward, backwards, as well as have connectivity, potential connectivity of a third camera that will look inward. It especially is convenient and important for Uber drivers, for taxi drivers, for people who are very, very conscious and would like to monitor everything. DDPi is fantastic in that way. They have lots of cameras. I reviewed DDPi N5 Dual. Great camera, good quality, 4K footage forward, 1080p footage backwards, very saturated, good colors. Yeah, I was quite a fan. I have some other thoughts on DDPi, and I'll tell you further. I have tested this very good DDPi Z60 just very recently, so that's one of the solutions as well. It's again a whole ecosystem there. It's a massive 4K camera looking forward. It's a connectivity with 1080p camera looking backwards, as well as it has ports and support for extra hookup of a camera that will look inwards. That extra camera that I also reviewed separately for you recently is called DDPi Mini 2X. Mini 2X is a 2K camera that is inexpensive, offers obviously not as high quality footage, but is a 2K camera, is small, unobtrusive, very easily can be hidden behind your rear view mirror over here, out of your way, looks forward, films everything, Bob's your uncle, everyone is happy. DDPi are relatively inexpensive. Relatively is the key word, of course, because they're not as cheap as, say, Xiaomi 70Mi cameras or something cheaper than that, okay? So I say 2K cameras at the moment of recording of this video in January 2025. DDPi 2K cameras you can get for about anywhere between $120 to $200 on Amazon. That's an example, yeah, but some links always, I try and provide links in the description of my videos, and my sponsors, DDPi in this case I'm mentioning, but there are others, they are usually offering discounts to people who are following my links. So check, sometimes these discounts expire, so I'm not saying they're active at the moment of when you're checking it. So usually the early bird gets the worm, so check it out. Okay, so that's DDPi. DDPi 4K cameras, such as this Z60, such as N5 Dual, I'd say they are a little more expensive, but still competitively priced. I'd say you can be lucky and get something as gorgeous and capable as this from $200 up, but from $200, $250 maybe dollars, and that's a good price. Okay, so that is for you if you are set on dash camera first of all, and money conscious. Great solution. Okay. Now, another competitor to DDPi, the one that I was lucky enough and honored enough to be sponsored in the past, is Viofo. Viofo are also offering you awesome solutions. I would dare say Viofo's, again, subjectively, I'm friends with both brands, but me, subjectively, I like the quality of the footage in Viofo better. I do. Honesty for honesty. Not to say that footage in DDPi is worse, but the saturation of color, depth of color, kind of crispness of the picture, if you zoom in, pause and stuff, maybe I'm not conveying it to you on the small screen here with the editing of the video that well, but if you're doing thorough research, you can just trust my word on it, or just pause and zoom in, or whatever you want to do. So Viofo is more expensive, plain and simple. They have relatively inexpensive solutions such as Viofo VS1. I'm a big fan of Viofo VS1, and the most loose comparison I can give you is that Viofo VS1 is comparable to DDPi Mini 2X. However, the quality of the footage is still better in Viofo. However, Viofo typically is more expensive. Not by massive amount, but if you're money conscious, especially if you go for a high end of Viofo, something really like, I don't know, Viofo A229 or something Pro, or one of those models that are comparable to N5 Dual or Z60 of DDPi, I say you would be paying close to double. Yeah, it's better footage. It's better footage. That's as simple as that. And not to make the review too long, it's very simple. But it's more expensive. So I'd say, again, at the moment of recording this video in January 2025, you could get Viofo cameras from Amazon 4K cameras somewhere in the ballpark of $400 they start. So as I'm saying, almost double compared to DDPi, yeah? They use StarViz 2 sensor. They have other things that I don't want to repeat here because there are dedicated reviews on my channel, so just go and check it out. But it explains to you why Viofo is more expensive. Yeah. Do you need it? Do you not? It's not my place to judge, but that is explaining to you why, and you may want that crisp footage for one or another reason, and better visibility during nighttime, usually. Okay, 2K cameras, again, I mentioned to you Viofo VS1. Viofo VS1 probably would be in the ballpark of $200 unless there are heavy discounts going on, unless it's, I don't know, Black Friday sale or something like that. And that is, I would dare say, that is again, maybe 70 to 80% more expensive than DDPi equivalent. Okay. Now, so that's as far as two big brands that I know, and that is I am kind of qualified to talk about, and reviews are available for you on my channel, links in the description below. Final thing, let's go back to those people who actually answered my first question as, yeah, Dimitri, why wouldn't I, instead of getting just a dash camera, just this whole thing, just a dash camera, how about I get a solution, or a smart screen really, that I can attach somewhere there where my camera currently is, that's filming me talking to you, and it will look forward, film for me the road, as well as show to me some useful information, such as projected Google Maps that are wirelessly connected to my phone. How awesome is that? I have reviewed a ton of products from a few brands, four brands, of course, there probably were more, but 3 of these brands are friends. And again, I'm friendly towards them. It's Capuride, it's Eonon, and it's lately Lamto. I'm a big fan of Lamto. Why am I a big fan of Lamto? I'm a big fan of Lamto because of price consciousness of the brand. Once again, is the footage of those dash cams built into those screens the best? No, not by a long shot, even though some of them are better than others. Will you get enough of a footage to protect you from scammers or from that throw themselves on the bonnet of your car somewhere in the countries where road rules are a little bit less regulated? Will it protect you against some idiot reversing into you on the street light? Of course it will. However, will this footage be properly elevated, for example, as a dash camera usually hangs higher, so it offers you better visibility of the road typically, and these smart screens, they're usually sunken, they're usually right there where my camera kind of is, so lower towards the bonnet, so elevation is not as much of the road, so visibility typically is not as good, what captures on the road, but enough. Quality is definitely more milky, more washed out. Glare on the windscreen. There are multiple factors that could be there, but basically those things, they are all-in-one solutions. They are price effective. However, they are typically also more expensive than a dedicated dash camera. But that is me not to say that if you're simply after that all-in-one solution and all you want is decent footage, not highest quality, but decent road footage, as well as those extra things that I told you, as well as the wireless connectivity, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, other kind of stuff, then you could go for an inexpensive, for brand that is price I don't want to call them cheap, because cheap has bad connotation. I would never call Lambto cheap, but I'd say Lambto, I'm a big fan lately because they have so many really good varied shapes of those solutions. Some of them have built-in cameras, some of them don't have built-in cameras, so not all of them do, not to say that all of them do, but you could find something affordable, is my point. For the same price as a roughly for the same price as a dash camera, maybe even cheaper, but it will give you all-in-one. But quality will suffer. I keep going from one to another, but that's the main point of consideration for you. Now, what else is there on the market of smart screens that I would recommend? Absolutely Copuride. Copuride have been sponsors and friends of this channel from its inception a long time ago. We haven't had any new products of Copuride for quite a few months now, so that's why others have overtaken a little bit. It doesn't mean that I don't have fond memories of my relationship with Copuride, as well as the great quality and great first impressions of the products that I reviewed from them. Nice screens, variety of shapes, great products, and they probably will do justice to what you want them to do. What else is there? Lots of other things. Eonon, Car ABC. There are a lot of other brands. Seikan. There are lots of other brands that are competing within the same niche, just as there are lots of brands of dash cameras to choose from. And this is it for today, my friends. I hope this was thought-provoking, if nothing else. I hope I've given you some options as far as dash cameras are concerned versus smart screens with built-in dash cameras are concerned. There are pros and cons to having each of those solutions, and you probably should give it a thought, should do a little bit of a further research after I've prompted this thinking process for you. If I succeeded at what I was trying to achieve today, please give me a quick like. YouTube algorithm will show the video to more people will come here. It's a lot more fun for me to produce videos for an audience that's engaged, as well as you can always talk to me in the comments down below. I try and respond to everyone who is not a troll. Of course, in my comments, everything gets moderated just to prevent trolling openly there, but I will get back to you. If you have any questions, everyone is always welcome. Happy New Year once again. I'll talk to you next week about something else, smart automotive electronic products related on this channel. Goodbye for now.